Welcome to episode 62. I have a rat skull on my head, which is a totally normal thing to do and absolutely not like a cry for help in any way. I'm normal. Why are you both here? Oh! Hey guys, welcome back to Temperamental. We're doing it again. In the intro, Kevin fell off the table. I don't know what that was all about. Dude, there's something wrong with Kevin. He's just becoming even worse. he just ran up the stairs so fast. This cat has been having some behavioral issues that scare me a little bit. So he's been eating Kleenexes every night. He eats Kleenexes. He can't get enough. This cat cannot get enough. Every morning I wake up because I have to have Kleenexes next to my bed because I can't breathe ever. I mean, in fact, I'm kind of stuffed up right now. You can probably tell. I have horrible allergies. I can't ever breathe. And I have to have Kleenexes next to my bed because I'm constantly, doing the thing. So I have to have them at the ready. I have to have them in every room all the time. They have to be accessible at just a moment's notice. Can you not sniff my face, please? Thank you. Is it the rat bones that you're interested in? Audio listeners, Girl Kevin is just all up in my business today. I don't know what her deal is. It could be because I'm wearing a dead animal on my head. Do you want to sniff this? Look at this. Yeah. Do you see that? What is she doing? I can't see. Hey, video watchers, what is she doing? Okay, you've had enough. Anyway, back to the Kleenexes. So this cat, just every night, just Kleenex buffet. I have the box of Kleenexes next to my bed. There's always one that's been ripped out and just gnawed on. He eats like a fourth of this Kleenex, you guys. He just keeps eating it. Wasn't there an episode of like those weird shows where people do weird things, kind of like hoarders, but like weird obsessions or something? And there was a lady that like ate cotton balls. That's Kevin. Kevin is the cotton ball eating lady of the cat world. He cannot stop eating Kleenexes. And I was thinking maybe it's one of those things where when pregnant women get cravings, I'm not saying that Kevin's pregnant, but I'm saying, I don't know if there's any science behind this because when you're pregnant, everybody tells you all sorts of facts about pregnancy and 98% of them are not true. Because everybody thinks they know whatever. But people are always just like, yeah, when you crave a certain food when you're pregnant, it's because your body is deficient in a certain type of vitamin or something, a nutrient that's provided in that. And that's why you want to eat it. Because it's your body trying to get that nutrient. I don't know if there's any real science behind that. Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like some more crap that people make up when you're pregnant. Like, oh, if you hold a ring at the end of a necklace over your pregnant belly and it swings in a circle, then you're definitely having a boy. But if it swings back and forth, you're definitely having a girl. And if it's so stupid. There's all these dumb things. If you vomit purple, it means you're having a lizard. I don't know. They're all stupid and they're all dumb. And none of them worked for me when I was pregnant with my kids. I tried all those silly little like old wives' tales predicting methods. Every single one of them was the opposite. Like with Chloe, like every single one of those told me I was going to have a boy and I had a girl. So I don't put any stock into that. But it's fun, I guess, when you're just in extreme discomfort as a pregnant woman. Just anything that brings you a minimal amount of joy is totally worth trying. I just ate a lot of chocolate and junk food. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So I don't know if Kevin is eating these Kleenexes because there's some kind of nutrient in the Kleenex. Maybe it's fiber. Maybe his body needs more fiber. And he's like, you better start eating these Kleenexes. But he keeps doing it, right? He did it the first time. There was just like bites of Kleenex all over the floor. I'm like, this is weird. Maybe he just did it the one time. And then he does it every day, like every night. But I can't move the Kleenexes because I need access to them at night. So sometimes I even try to tuck it out so it's not sticking out, because sometimes it sticks out of the top like a daisy. Like sometimes I try to tuck that in. I tuck the Kleenex daisy in so that he can't get to it, and he still gets to it somehow. He's eating Kleenexes, and I'm concerned. Although it may shorten his lifespan a little bit, and that is preferred because I hear cats live to like 25. Okay, I can't keep him around for that many more years. He's already like, how old is he? He's like 12 or something, like 13, 14. He's up there, dude. He's like almost geriatric, this man. But anyway, and then also just his garbage cat tendencies are more than ever, right? Like the other night we were sitting watching TV and he just like jumps up. He enters the room like Kramer. Kevin's always just entering rooms. He's like I'm here. Hey, he jumps up on the bed and the whole house shakes. You're just like, God, lose weight, man. So he just like jumped up on the coffee table, scared us, and then just kind of like looked around, found an old pepperoni that had been there for God knows how long, and just and then ran away. He scurried away. I'm like, even for him, this is just very odd behavior. But he's fine. He's actually he's like the best cat in the world. I've said that before. Like I give him so much crap, but he's the best cat in the world. But anyway, yeah. But Kevin's fine. It's all good. And let's get back to the thing on my head. Hey, audio listeners, I'm real sorry. I know I said that every week. Every week I'm like, hey, you should be a video watcher. But if you're an audio listener, that's great. I will describe everything I'm talking about. So right now I am wearing essentially a rat bone tiara on my head. It is a headband with a rat skull and various rodent bones attached to it. And I am perfectly sane and I'm fine and I don't need your help and everything's going to be okay and just leave me alone. It's not a phase, Mom. No. So, I don't know if this is like my version of a midlife crisis or I don't know. I don't think it's that. I think that I have just become my true self. I think that I was always a little goth girl inside. I think I've talked about how playing the character of Claudia really brought that out of me and kind of tapped into an area deep in my brain that I didn't realize was there, that I am a little goth girl and I love like dark humor and I have an interest in the macabre and like I love haunted stuff and just creepy stuff. I just love that stuff. Cemeteries, I'll spend hours in cemeteries. It's just me. It's just literally just me. And I spent years not giving into that side of me and just being a very normal member of society. And then once again, I think it was probably joining the metal band, joining Von Bolt, where I got to sing all these spooky songs and like dress all Viking on stage, where I'm like, you know what, I do love this. Like I love dressing weird. I love, spooky crap. Like it's just me, right? It's just me. So I think it's less a midlife crisis and a cry for help and more just me embracing who I really am. So if you follow my band Von Bolt, my outfit has evolved from like, I used to wear like a leather jacket and like black jeans and the Viking makeup all across my face. And now I wear kind of like they call it a skeleton onesie, but that makes me sound like a baby. So it's not a onesie. Technically, it's a swimsuit. It's a like high collared, long sleeve, kind of leotard type of thing. That's a skeleton, and then I wear it with fishnet tights, and that's just kind of like my look. That's become my look. I'm like the skeleton girl, and I love it. And so recently, a website that I love called Dolls Kill had a big sale, and I was going through all of their like skeleton printed clothing, and I bought like a skeleton sweater, and I bought this mesh skeleton shirt that I'm wearing right now, and I bought a ribcage corset, and that inspired my entire MMA Awards look. So if you follow me on Instagram, one of my favorite red carpet events every year is the MMA Awards. I used to work for the UFC. I hosted a show called the UFC Minute. I don't work in fighting anymore, but I still go to the MMA Awards every year because it's a fun time. It's awesome. Except there was no open bar this year, and that was a shame, but that's okay. That didn't stop me. Nothing will stop me. But every year I try to do something a little bigger and more fun than I did the year before. So last year, I arrived at the MMA Awards in the Punk Rock Museum limo with Fat Mike, and I had a whole punk rock gown. People were saying it looked like a punk rock ballerina, basically. I had like like this punk black corset with all the little buckles and grommets. Is that the word, grommet? Like Wallace and Gromit? I don't know. Gromit. And then I had like these awesome checkerboard shoes. Like they were like Vans, but they were like platform heels, very Spice Girls, and a big black skirt and a choker, and like my hair was all, in the classic Viking ponytail that I wear. And it was so awesome. And so this year I'm like, I got to do something even bigger and better and cooler. I got to like up the ante. I want to be weirder every year. I want to be just more interesting. I want to be memorable. That's what I want to be. Why wear a boring sparkly dress on a red carpet when you can wear animal bones? That is my philosophy as of now, as of recent, my new philosophy. So I had this skeleton corset that arrived in the mail. I'm like, this is so sick. This is awesome. I need to create a whole gown around this corset. So I did. So I got like this beautiful black and white skirt that's like very ball gown. It's very like Cinderella. It was so tragic. I ordered these awesome skeleton boots from Poshmark, and the seller like didn't get back to me in time, and so they're arriving today. They could arrive now. Wouldn't that be fun if Mr. Rogers style, I was sitting here like, hey, talking to you guys about like manners and ABCs, and then like, oh, who is that? Mr. fucking mailman who's way late. You're late, dude. And then I open the door, and then I thank him graciously, and then I close the door, and then I scream at him, because I would never scream at him to his face because I'm very nice, but I close the door and be like, God, where were you yesterday? And then he knocks, and I'm like, oh shoot. And I open the door again. He's like, what did you say about me behind the door? Nothing. I didn't say anything. You're a very nice man. Thank you so much for delivering the mail. Why don't you say hello to the folks at home? And he waves, and we're like, yay. Thank you, Mr. Mailman. And then I close the door, and I'm like, where were you yesterday? You're late. You're the worst mailman. And then he knocks again. I'm like, shoot. And then I open the door, and he's like, I'm sorry. I just feel like I heard you scream something about me behind the door. Nope, I didn't say anything, Mr. Mailman. Thanks. You're a gift to society. Thank you for working so hard. Okay, bye now. Bye. And then that time I'd wait a little longer till he got back to his little square truck and drove away. And they'd be like, where were you yesterday? You ruined my whole gown. That's what you got to do. You got to just be angry alone. You can't be angry in public. You got to just bottle that up and just scream into your pillow. Scream at Kevin. That's usually how I let it out. You got to bottle it and then let it out when no one's around. When you're screaming at the mailman, especially. He's a gift to society, even though he was late. So anyway, my boots didn't arrive, and it's all good. It's fine. I'm not bitter or anything. It wouldn't have completely brought the outfit together. It's okay. But anyway, no, the outfit was awesome. So, and it's not the mailman's fault at all. just go with my bits, okay? So I had this beautiful gown, and I'm like, this needs an accessory. I need a hairpiece that goes with this skeleton gown. I need rat bones. I need animal bones in my hair. How do I acquire these? And this whole thought process was going on in my head. Where were we? We were sitting somewhere watching a concert. No. Oh my gosh. Cut to TJ Maxx. We haven't done that in a while. TJ Maxx.
Amazing gifts arrive right up till the 24th. And the prices? Well, that's a whole other reason to go back every day.
You should go to TJ Maxx. You should go.
No, I remember. Okay, do you remember when I wore that yellow dress that I posted on Instagram because I went to that gala thing? It was the childhood cancer thing, a beautiful charity event. But near the end, I was getting a little sleepy, I'm not going to lie. They were finishing up the award show. And that's when my brain was like, I think I need to acquire rat bones. So I'm sitting there in a beautiful yellow dress in this beautiful venue at this very fancy gala thinking, how am I going to acquire rat bones without getting put on a list somewhere? Can I Google this? Is looking for dead animal bones like a sign of a future serial killer? Does that only apply to children? What's the cutoff? How old do you have to be to still concern people that you might become a serial killer? I don't know, but I don't want to get on a list. How am I going to acquire rat bones? And this was going through my head. I'm like, this is my new mission. I'm definitely one of those people where like when I get it in my head that I want to do something, like I'm going to do it. Like nothing will stop me. Nothing will stop me from acquiring these rat bones. I'll go out there and harvest them myself. I wouldn't go that far. I don't even know how to catch a rat. Do we still use mouse traps? Do they work on rats? Rats are much bigger. I didn't realize how much bigger rats were than mouses until I got my skull, and I'm like, that's a big skull. So anyway, I went to a great place near my house called Cemetery Pulp. Actually, what happened first is we called our friend Jean. Sean was like, I got a guy. I got a bone guy, which is already like, that's the hottest thing he's ever said, right? Like, I got a guy. You want bones? I got a guy. I'm like, oh my gosh, I totally married the right person. So he calls our friend Jane, and Jane's like, yeah, I know how to get you some bones. Already totally sounding like a drug deal, right? Like I'm already was like, how am I gonna get these bones? Oh, I got a guy. You just gotta call Gene. He'll hook you up. And then we call Gene. He's like, yeah, what do you want? What kind of bones do you want? It was awesome. So I'm describing him what I want. He's like, yeah. He's like, here's what you got to do. You got to go to this place called Cemetery Pulp. Amazing name. Great name for a business. They sell all sorts of like spooky oddities and, fun stuff like that. Satanic books and just creepy. It's basically like what Hot Topic should have been. Right? It's like Cemetery Pulp, like Hot Topic is like the child that it rebelled against Cemetery Pulp, and Cemetery Pulp is like, what happened to you? Like you could have been amazing, and then you went in the wrong direction, and now you sell Winnie the Pooh backpacks. That's not okay. Why aren't we scaring adults anymore? Where's that weird funky smell you used to have in the 90s? What happened to you? Anyway, that's a different episode where I rant about Hot Topic. So anyway, I go to a Cemetery Pulp. I talk to the very nice lady there. She's amazing. And she's like, yeah, I got all sorts of bones. So I end up buying this rodent skull. We'll zoom in on this. I got this rodent skull and some deer ribs. And that was all great. But it wasn't enough. I got home and I'm like, okay, well, all I have is a skull and some ribs. This isn't enough. I need more. They were out of small bones at Cemetery Pulp. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I do what any girl does when she is in need of a weird accessory. I go to Etsy. And of course, there's plenty of awesome sellers who have rat bones for sale. Little vials of bones. And I'm like, this is amazing. And I see one in particular that says local seller. And I was like, oh, I'm like, she has exactly what I need and she's local. I'm like, why would I order these rat bones from her and have her ship them when she may live 2 streets over? So I go to her Instagram. I feel like a junkie at this point. I'm like, how do I get these bones? So I message her on Instagram. I'm like, hey, this is weird, but my name's Lisa and I need some rat bones and you have them and you live in town and like instead of you shipping them, can we just like meet up? This is like everything they told you not to do with the internet, right? They're like, hey, don't reach out to strangers. Don't meet up with strangers. Don't try to buy human remains or any kind of remains don't go to don't try to buy a spleen. Like, stop. Right? This is all the things they warned you about. And I'm doing it anyway. And she replies and she's so sweet. And she's like, her name's Natalie. And she's, there it is. Can you hear that? Ka-tung, 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 ka-tung. That's Kevin taking his weekly on my podcast. Thank you for that. So anyway, her name's Natalie. She's amazing, and she's like, yes. She's like, I'm just actually getting some new bones today. Let me see what I get, and then I'll take pictures and I'll send it to you, and then we'll meet up. And I'm like, this is amazing. She even have like fresh bones, like new bones. I haven't even been on the market yet. So she sends me pictures. I'm like, yes, this is what I need. I need these tiny little rat bones. So I'm like, let's meet up. She's like, let's do it. I'm like, Starbucks? Sure. So here I am going to Starbucks to meet my rat bone dealer. I don't know what she looks like. I know nothing about her. It could maybe even not be her. Who knows? Like maybe it's a very big, scary man who's going to murder me. I don't know. But I had my eye on the prize. And that prize was a rat bone tiara that I needed to wear on the red carpet for a fancy event. That is what I needed in my life, and nothing was going to stop me. So I drove to Starbucks to meet my rat bone dealer. And I go in the Starbucks, I'm looking around, and I'm like, there's like 3 people there. And you know that moment where like, everybody's had this, right? Where you go meet up with somebody that you've never met. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. This happens to me fairly often. If like, I meet somebody on Instagram who's like, hey, I have a t-shirt company and I'd love to give you one of my t-shirts to wear on your podcast. You want to meet up? Sure. So it's not super often, but like, I don't know, maybe 3 times a year, maybe, which seems it's kind of a lot, right? I don't know. My life is not normal. I'm just learning that more and more every time I say a sentence. And you know that moment, or even just, I don't know, somebody you haven't seen for a long time, whatever. But you have that moment where like you walk in and you kind of look around and you're like, do they see me? Should I just go up to, should I just be like, Natalie? I thought about doing that. The Natalie. And then she'd be like, oh, me. I didn't know what to do. It's that awkward moment of like, if I look lost enough, then hopefully the person meeting up with me will be like, oh, hey, I'm over here. Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up? You kind of minimize that awkward feeling. Well, I went in the Starbucks and I looked around and nobody was looking back at me. So I'm like, I don't know. Does she know what I look like? Does she know I'm here? What's going on? So then I get a text from her. I get a DM and she's like, I'm in the parking lot. I'm like, sweet, I'm inside. She's like, I'm wearing all black. I'm like, I'm wearing all black. And she's like, okay, I'll meet you out front. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go and I stand on the curb and I see her get out of her car and walk toward me. And first of all, she's gorgeous. Like, she's beautiful. Like, she's just totally normal, so sweet, so pretty. She's so awesome. And she has her like little bags of bones and we sit down and she's like going through and she's like, yeah, these ones. And I just got these ones and this one has like a tiny little spinal cord. And I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. And she is so sweet. She's like, I even provided you some owl pellets so that if you want to learn how to source your own bones, you can do it. Like your own little arts and crafts. She gave me owl poop. She gave me some owl and I couldn't have been happier. She's like, you just like dissolve them in water and then you kind of see what you get. This is my mystery box. You know these mystery toys that kids love? I get it now. I used to hate them. Oh my gosh. I mean, I still do. You spend like $10 on these mystery toys. I don't know, what are they even called? Just like mystery box toys? Little fucking stupid, who knows what you get, grab bag things. I don't know. I hate them because the kids get so excited about like, oh, what's going to be in this $10 mystery box? And they open it and it's a toy they don't like. And they're like, that's not the one I wanted. And then they toss it away. And I'm like, I just spent $10 on that. And you got something you didn't even want. Buy something you want with the $10. I'm not doing these mystery boxes anymore. It's not happening. I continue to do it all the time because that's what my kids want. So it's fine. I get mad every time. But you know what? Now I get it because I haven't done it yet. But she gave me some owl pellets, which is I like calling it owl pellets instead of just owl. But she gave me these owl pellets. She's like, you never know. Sometimes I find bat skulls in there. And I'm like, what? I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do my little like mystery toy unboxing. Maybe I'll film it. I should film it, actually. But anyway, she was very sweet, and she provided me with the bones that I needed, and then I meticulously hot glue gunned them. That's not the term. I used a hot glue gun to hot glue them to a headband, and it turned out really nice, and I wore it on the red carpet proudly. But I got to tell you, that's not entirely why I did it. I didn't wear a rat bone tiara on the red carpet so that people would, take pictures of me and like I would feel pretty or whatever. I did it because I knew at the event I would get a different reaction from every single person that I told, hey, I'm wearing a rat skull on my head. This is what happens. People come up. You're always at events like this, especially black tie, everybody's complimenting each other's dresses. Oh my gosh, I love your dress. Oh my gosh, I love your dress. So yes, every single person that came up was like, oh my gosh, I love your skeleton dress. It's so pretty. I'd say, thank you. I got to show you that I got rat bones on my head. And I enjoyed the different reactions I got all night. Everybody had a different reaction. Some girls were like, oh my gosh, I want one. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. Other people were like, oh, why? But let me tell you, it was the best conversation starter. I made more friends that night. Like, it was so much fun. I personally just found so much joy in getting reactions from people the entire evening regarding the dead animal on my head. It was so much fun. And I bet, you know what? I gave those people something to talk about for days. I bet today, almost everyone I met is probably saying, hey, I met a girl last night who had a rat bone tiara on her head. She had an actual skull on her head. In fact, I saw Audrey, who is she's a radio host. Like, she's on a talk show called David Mahoney. And like, I wonder if she even talked about it on the radio show today. She took a little video and it was really sweet. She's awesome. But anyway, yeah, I have a rat bone dealer. now. And I don't think that my jewelry endeavors are going to stop anytime soon regarding animal bones. However, I got to tell you all, they're ethically sourced. So like, don't come after me with red paint or whatever. They're all ethically sourced. That's what I've been told. So yeah, I'm weird. And that's just, sometimes you got to embrace it. I think you got to embrace it. And how much time do I have left? Only a few minutes left. So I'm gonna wrap this up real quick, but on a serious note, kind of serious, more hopefully inspirational. I got up on, there's a great venue here in town called Vamped. It's one of my favorite stages to perform on just because the lights are amazing. It feels like a big stage when you're up there because you're up higher than the audience. You can kind of look down on them and see them. And they have these cool light boxes where when you step on them, they like light up and you feel like such a rock star. And if you know they're there, you can kind of like time when you step on the box to a certain part of the song. So it's like very dramatic. I love having a little control over, the stage production like that. Like I knew exactly when I wanted to step on the box and make it like, beam me up, Scotty, So it's a great stage, and it was the first stage I ever performed on when I first joined my band Von Bolt, and I was terrified the first time I stepped on that stage. I hadn't sung on stage in a really long time. I had never sung with a band, certainly not a metal band, and I didn't want to disappoint everyone. I had a lot of friends in the crowd. I mean, obviously Sean was in the crowd, and I didn't want to disappoint my band. I didn't want to disappoint Sean. I didn't want to disappoint everyone around me because that's how I was raised, right? It's just I feel guilty all the time for who knows what, and I just wanted to make everybody happy because I'm a people pleaser. So I put immense amount of pressure on myself to just not disappoint people who definitely would not have been disappointed at me at all. Like everybody, like all my friends love me. Like they're all very supportive. I could have tripped and just fallen on my face, and they still would have just been super supportive. There's no one to disappoint, but yet in my mind, maybe I was looking to not disappoint myself. I think I'm realizing that right now. I'm psychoanalyzing myself that maybe it wasn't the other people I was worried about disappointing. Maybe it was me. Because I have very high standards for myself, and I always want to do a good job no matter what I'm doing. I want to be the best. I want to put my all into everything I do, because then what's the point if you don't? If you're going to do something, go all the way. And I'm usually things in entertainment come pretty easy to me, but that didn't when I first started with the band. It didn't come easy. There was a lot out of my control. I couldn't always hear myself. The band is so loud, you can't even hear yourself talk or sing. You have to wear earplugs to protect your hearing, but then when you have earplugs in, you can't hear you can't hear yourself. And then I couldn't hear James, so I couldn't harmonize with him. And it was very overwhelming. And then at the same time, I wanted to have stage presence and remember all the lyrics and remember all my marks. It was a sudden challenge in an industry that usually everything comes easy to me. And so that first performance at Vamped, first performance ever with the band, I kind of hid in the back. I hid behind Darren, our guitar player at the time. And I didn't want the focus to be on me. I didn't really want anyone to see me. I kind of, felt uncomfortable. Like I kind of headbanged here and there, but I mostly just kind of stood there behind my mic stand, hoping that no one would look directly at me. But fast forward, I think it's been about 3 years later, maybe 2.5 years later, that same stage, I jumped up there with a band called Velvet Chains, and I performed a solo with them. And I got to say, I think it was my best performance ever. Like my best solo performance I think I've ever done. It felt really good while I was up there. Like I could hear myself. I was on key. I remembered all the words. My stage presence was like off the charts. I was interacting with the band. I was interacting with the audience. I was interacting with the light boxes. And I just crushed it. And I don't mean that in a cocky way, because I'm usually very, very self-critical. And I always have a problem with all of my performances, whether they're on TV or, in my podcasts, like anything. I always find faults in my performances. And I got to say, I didn't really find any in that. Like, even when I was doing it on stage, I was kind of having that feeling like, I think I'm killing it right now. I think I'm doing awesome. And then I watched that Sean videoed it. And when I got home and I watched the video, I was just like, I felt very proud of myself. And that doesn't happen very often because I don't take a lot of time to stop and appreciate accomplishments or milestones because I'm always on to the next thing. So it was a fun moment to sit there and watch the video back and have it be confirmed in my mind that I really did crush it. You know, sometimes you think you're crushing it in the moment, like that Family Guy episode where they take a bunch of drugs and then they go play music on stage and they think they sound very angelic and beautiful, but in reality, they're just like, they're just smashing instruments and just screaming. There's definitely been times when I thought I did a good job on stage and then I watched the video back and I'm like, oh, this is atrocious. I don't think I hit one note correctly. I'm flat and sharp all over the place. But this one completely confirmed how I felt. I did a great job. The video is amazing. I did great. And I'm so proud of myself. And I took that moment to like realize my growth, like really acknowledge my growth. You know, 2.5 years is not that long. And I was that scared girl huddling in the back of the stage back then. And now, I kind of embodied this like bombshell persona and just like took over the stage and I made that whole place mine. And not only did I like put on a great show physically and stage presence, but like I hit every note. Like every note was like right on. It's very hard to do in a live setting like that. So, yeah, I hope this inspires you in some way that anything you want to do, it's never going to happen overnight. Even for me, I had been singing my whole life and performing in front of people my whole life, always on TV. And yet, even with all of the experience that I had, I still didn't know what I was doing. And I still needed time to grow in this new area, in this new this kind of new endeavor, right? This kind of like singing and rock music in a band, like singing metal. I wasn't good at it right away, right? And I think in this world of instant gratification, we all want to be good at things right away. We want things now. If we want to play guitar, we want to be amazing right now. Like if we want to, play a sport, we want to be good right now. If I want to play a video game, I want to be good right now. Whatever it is, I mean, especially at your job, like if you first join a job, I'm sure you want to be amazing like right now, but it really takes time and growth. And if you don't quit, you're going to see, it's a fun moment to witness yourself grow. Cause that's kind of what living is all about, right? It's like growing and becoming better and, taking time to recognize your accomplishments. So that was just a really cool thing for me. I don't know. This podcast is not meant to ever be inspiring. It's meant for silliness and white cats who don't shut up. Meow. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Go to my Instagram for all the videos. I mean, I'll add them to this video too, but go to Instagram for all the videos of my skeleton gown and my rat tiara. And, yeah, man, just buy that merch. That's the best way to support me is buy merch at leastphotos.com. Buy Temperamental merch, t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, magnets. And also thank you to all my subscribers on Instagram. I appreciate you guys. So have a wonderful rest of your week. And I don't know, maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more podcasts before Christmas. Maybe I'll take a break. I don't know. We like to keep it loosey-goosey around here. Okay, love you guys. Bye. Rat bone dealer. Didn't Foreigner sing that?